Morning, everybody. How are you guys doing today? So, um, live blog earlier than usual. It's like 10:51 a.m. and I'm usually not up at this time. I should be, but my vampire hours. I'm usually helping people who have issues with things that they're trying to do or achieve. Um, so yeah, I'm still kind of bummed out because yesterday I uploaded a video that had to do with ZTE Max. And it generally had to do with rooting after you applied the update to KitKat. So it was a really weird experience having to use VirtualBox and some other methods getting it. I mean, it's fairly easy, if you've messed around with ADB, then it's fairly easy. But yeah, I mean, for for people who are not comfortable doing something like that, I really wouldn't recommend it. So. Do have my CT Max here. It's charging right now. I usually stay up pretty late and chat with people who have questions in hand. I want to take the time real quick to talk about the Kyocera Hydro Icon. I've been getting some messages about it, and a lot of people are trying to root it, and it's not working for them. And, the number one question that I ask all the time now, which seems to be like kind of what the problem is with the root method using Root Genius. My first question always is your Hydra icon on KitKat? And usually the reply is yes. So I want to make this known to those who have subscribed to my channel that have the Hydra icon. If you updated the KitKat, the Root Genius method will not work. It only works when the device was on 4.3 Jelly Bean. So if you've applied the KitKat update, don't use Root Genius. It's not going to work. It's not going to help out. Well, I still got bed hair too. Yeah, so sorry to tell you guys. I haven't found a root method, and that's just because Kyocera is taking forever to send me a replacement. Like, thank God, I have money to actually buy a device to use in the meantime, or I would have been shit out of luck when it came to getting my device replaced. I still have my LG Vault, still have it in hand, and yeah, so I wanted to share with you guys the response I got from Kyocera because it's kind of funny. Let's see. So I sent this email off on Christmas Day to Kyocera's repair center, and I told them, I explained again what happened. Just so I don't like when you email somebody, you're like, hey, where's my phone? I sent it off for repairs, and then they start asking you questions about what was wrong with it and all this other stuff. I hate when they do that, so I put the reason why I sent it in for repairs, and I told them that it's been 14 days. I haven't received any type of status update because what the Kyocera rep told me was that once they received my device, I could check back on their website and they would have up-to-date statuses on the device. And really, all it's been saying for a month is that it's been received, not what the problem was or if they even addressed it or whatever. So the first email they sent me was that they apologized for everything and that they wanted to give me a refund and whatever. So I was like, yeah, I told them I didn't want the refund. I want my phone. I sent my phone in to get fixed. If I wanted a refund, I would have taken it back to Radio Shack and just got my money back. So then the next one was they said, we apologize for the late response. According to our information, your device will be replaced. However, we are just waiting for some missing parts and replacement units arrival to our facility. Once we have them, we'll be sending you a replacement unit. Okay, this was sent out on the 29th. So, yeah, that was sent to me on the 29th of December. And we're already on the 25th 1st of January. So simply because the update pretty much bricked my Kyocera Hydro icon, and I sent it off. It happened in October, got sent off, and it was received in December, and yeah, it still hasn't even come back to me yet. I haven't even gotten an email that they have sent me out a replacement. Yeah, Kyocera is very bad at that. On a key note, that's something where Boost Mobile needs to fix with their customers. One of the things that I really enjoyed about Virgin Mobile was the fact that if you had a defective device, you didn't have to go to through that route of sending it to the manufacturer's warranty department. Virgin Mobile would take care of that by replacing it from their warehouse. Um, all you had to do was just send in your device after you received your replacement and you switched over. You had like 14 days to send back your defective device, or they would bill your account the amount of the device until they received the defective device. So either way, either you gave the device back or you paid for a new phone. Either way. Of course, people took advantage of that because they would send back in their defective devices. Matter of fact, there's like YouTube videos of people being idiotic who complained about Virgin Mobile service and the phone was crappy and blah 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 blah. And I asked, I told them it was messed up. They sent me a replacement one, and that one doesn't work. So now they're asking back for the other one. I'm not giving it back, type thing. It's like you can't keep what's not yours. They sent you a replacement. Give back the defective one, even if the replacement is crappy. Doesn't give you the right to hijack and hold hostage two devices. Now it's not just stealing. So because of that, Virgin Mobile's implemented this new thing now that if you have a defective device, before they even sent you out a replacement, you had to pay a $25 fee. And that $25 fee was just kind of like a deposit or a down payment to ensure that you will send back the defective device. So people got to stop being so shady with that. The other night I posted up this quick blog, and I wanted to get it out pretty quick because Verizon has this zombie cookie now. Well, it's been around, and it's been discovered is what it is. I'm not going to say that it just happened. It could have been on for years. Now, to define what a zombie cookie is usually when you go to browser, you can clear cookies. Okay. And cookies is like log information on the internet. Basically where you've been, what you've been looking at, all that kind of stuff. It's just a data log script. And normally you can clear cache, you can clear cookies on your browser, but this one, even after you clear it, you delete it, it reappears again. It just reopens again, and it stays on your device. And it's from a company called Turn, which is an advertising company that's partnered with Verizon. So go figure, right? And like some people are gonna be like, it's not a big deal. They don't really care, if this advertising company gets their data to see what they mostly look at and send them advertisements related to their searches or whatever. But some people, one of the things that people have a fear of is that if there's a way in, there's a way out. Meaning that although they may collect your data of what you search or whatever, they could also collect private information. It's not to say that they can't, not to say that anyone can't actually, jack through that way. It's like leaving a small hole in the wall just to see what's on the other side, and eventually someone else, completely different, can actually put something through that wall and watch what's going on behind there. Someone that you don't want watching your information or whatever. So me, I never understood exactly why advertisements and stuff like that need to get involved with your privacy or whatever. I think it should be something like, if you want advertisements, sign up for it. So, besides that, So I've been asked this question already, and I guess I'll just do it on this. I'm not gonna do a separate video about it. But of all the devices that I've owned in 2014, which one is my favorites and why? So I've owned quite a bit of devices, and I picked up a couple. I'm not gonna say I picked up a lot. I picked up a couple in 2014, and for those of you guys who are gonna think that I'm gonna say the ZTE Max, you guys are dead wrong. My actual favorite device is, of course, the LG Vault. I really, really love this device. Screen size, yeah, it's 4.7-inch display. It's not the sharpest, but the color quality is pretty awesome. Camera quality is really good. All that good stuff. The battery is phenomenal on this thing, and of course, one of the major reasons why the battery is so good. I mean, a 3,000 milliamp hour battery on a device housing a 4.7-inch display and mid-tier specs, you're gonna get outstanding battery life with that. It's not my daily driver. It's my backup device in case anything happens to the ZTE Max. Again, should it ever happen, knock on wood. For those of you guys who know. But yeah, that I would have to say for 2014, the LG Vault is my top. ZTE Max is my second. So yeah, and the Kyocera Hydro Icon is my third. Just with the water resistance that it has, it's really awesome. Oh yeah. The other question that I received was that if I ever got the stolen Max back yet. No, I haven't gotten it back. It kind of sucks. I had to go and get another one, but I mean, in the end, it all worked out. So I got the ZTE Max again. The Warp Sync I gave to my fiance. She's using it now. So, which brings me to the next thing. Everyone really wants to see this Warp Sync review. I've been saying I was going to post it up, and I haven't actually posted it up. And the reason why is, my fiance's schedule at work has changed. And, of course, it's her phone, right? So I need to have time with it to review it. I mean, I can tell you about it because I actually used the device for like 2 weeks before I bought my second ZTE Max. But I kind of want the phone in hand to do a review. So as soon as I can get that in hand long enough, I'll probably, try to do it tomorrow since it's, her day off. I can ask to use the phone for at least an hour and, do a review. I'll try to get that up for you guys. Also, pertaining to the ZTE Grand X Max Plus, it's not my phone, it's my brother's phone, but he already said that if I needed to do a review, just let him know, and on his day off or whatever, before he goes anywhere, he'll let me use the device for, an hour to do a review. He's kind of like remembering, we're trying to keep in memory like certain, like how he feels about the device to kind of help give me some insight on what to talk about in the review. Since basically it's his phone and he's the user of that phone, it'd be best to get his opinions, but he doesn't want to go on camera. So I'll be having to relay his thoughts over. And yeah, I'll try to get that review if you guys caught the unboxing. But no, I did not switch over to Cricket. I'm quite content and happy with Boost Mobile. And I think that's where I'm going to stay with for quite a while. So, speaking of Cricket, I am liking, though, some of the new things that they're starting to do, especially, in fact that, Cricket was bought by AT&T, so now AT&T is kind of like governing Cricket. I mean, Cricket's still its own separate entity, but it's still under AT&T. And with their new, connectivity on AT&T's network, makes Cricket a lot better than what it used to be. I've had Cricket before, and they sucked really bad before, but right now it seems to be like they're doing a hell of a lot better. And then, of course, their recent business venture with Deezer, that's now going to, replace Move Music. That's going to get quite interesting to see how that pans out. So, yeah, it just looks to be pretty good, I guess. You guys want to say that? Jeez, something popped in my head right now, and then while I was talking about cricket, kind of like had it and lost it. Anyhow, vape wise, for those who have subscribed to my second channel, just for vape products, you guys want to know what kind of juice that I'm using right now? I'm using from the brand T Vape. This one's called Too Sweet Paradise. So it's pretty good. I picked up another one too, also same brand, T Vapes. And this one is Mango Peach. So those are the two that I'm using right now, on top of having Buck Naked, Blackberry, and some other stuff just pretty much around. I haven't ordered anything new from Mount Baker, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I was gonna share you a story with you guys that I had at the Cricket wireless store when I went with my brother when he was picking up his device, and you know, because he has I think the LG Optimus L70 or L90 with Metro PCS. He had Metro PCS before, and he went to check out Cricket because you know, he wanted to get a phablet, and he's seen the ZTE Max, and he kind of like, he likes more of the GSM networks, and he does CDMA. So I figured the closest thing to Cricket that's prepaid, you know, well, not Cricket, but Metro PCS is Cricket. They're whatever. And so we went to the Cricket store, and he was telling me that the lady inside there was a woman that he had gotten into a discussion with. Kind of not so much of an argument, but I mean, they had a battle of words. Just because, you know, when he went in there before to check out their phones, he was telling her that Metro PCS was taken up by T-Mobile, and she was like, "Are you sure about that? I don't think so." And it was so funny because like a month before he had that conversation with her, it was like known to everybody that T-Mobile was taking over Metro PCS. And then when you go to every Metro PCS store, it has this little ad, and it says at the bottom, "Now powered by T-Mobile." And so I kind of like got the feeling like, okay, like this woman doesn't really know all too much. We went into the store to talk to them about the ZTE Grand X Max Plus, because there's two of them. You know, they showed him the phone, and you know, he was liking it, and then we, you know, told him like, yeah, go for it, you know, get it. And so he told the lady, yeah, go ahead, get it, you know, he wants to get it or whatever. So while they were setting up his new accounts, he wanted to know how much internal storage it had. And so I figured, you know, them being, you know, representatives working in a Cricket store, they should know these things. So I asked the lady, how much internal storage does it have? And it doesn't say so on the box. So she asked the other lady, the one that my brother had that discussion with about Metro PCS and T-Mobile. That lady comes up with this snooty little attitude. She's like, she keeps talking about RAM. She's like, it has, I think, 2 or 3 gigabytes of RAM. And I said, yeah, no, I get that, but how much internal storage does it have? She goes, yeah, the RAM, the memory. How much memory does it have? It has 2 gigs of RAM. I was like, I kept telling her, like, no, there's a difference. And she got real snippy with me, and she was like, no, you're talking about memory. It has 2 gigs of memory, 2 gigs of RAM. I was like, yes, RAM, random access memory. I get that. What I'm asking is how much internal storage does it have? And she just continued to argue with me. And I didn't want to argue with the lady, so I was like, okay. I just pulled out my phone and started searching it myself. And she's still over there telling me, like, I don't know why you're looking it up. I told you it has 2 gigabytes of memory. And so I tuned her out for a second. My brother decides to tell the lady that's setting up his device. He's like, oh, my brother will figure out, you know, he's a tech blogger on YouTube. And the other lady that was, you know, kind of being snippy with me kind of heard that. So she shut her mouth right then and there. And then I got the specs up. And right when I was getting the specs up, the other lady's like, oh, well, you know, it's going to take them a while to search it up because Boost Mobile service sucks. To me, the service sucks depends on where you're at. Like I've always told people, like, generally, a service is not so bad. It just depends on the area that you're at. What works better out there? Like if your city, AT&T is the dominant force in your city, then AT&T and anything linked with AT&T is going to be better no matter what. But like here in Phoenix, Sprint actually works really good out here, in the metro area right here. So I have absolutely fast LTE speeds here now, especially that they've been upgrading towers. So, she goes about that, saying that boost service sucks or whatever. I'm tuning her out. Got it up there. Told my brother, basically 16 gigs of internal storage with about 10 gigs usable. And, this is the thing. It's like, my brother, he kind of asked me about that. He was like, why don't you just tell her that you're a tech blogger, like, off the bat? And I don't try to, rub it in people's faces or anything like that. It's not for me to do, because even though I'm a tech blogger, it's not like I know everything. And whatever her deal was is her deal. I'm not going to assume what her problem was. Maybe she had a bad day at work or whatever. Who knows? But sometimes, and this is just for like all the sales reps in stores, some customers may not have any idea what or how smartphones work, or the terminologies. Not everyone's geeked out, but if someone knows what they're talking about or says they know what they're talking about, just actually take the time to really think before you really cut them off. Like I said, the lady was so rude on it, and she was like hell bent on telling me that the internal storage was RAM was babbling on about 2 gigs of RAM, 2 gigs of RAM, and I was telling her like there's a difference between random access memory and the actual internal storage itself, which they call ROM. And that's all my brother wanted to know was how much ROM does the ZTE Grand X Max Plus have. Of course it's gonna have a good amount. So yeah, but I mean, I guess my brother wanted me to just like throw it in there, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that because it was just going to escalate an argument even worse with the lady. Obviously, the lady just knows how to sell phones, and that's pretty much all she knows how to do. It's not like she's trained to know every piece of hardware they have in their store, which I think personally, when it comes to mobile cell phone shops, that sales reps in there should know their devices. They should know how much internal storage it has, how much RAM it has, how if it has expandable storage, how big the battery life is, just general stuff, because you're going to have consumers who go in that are just going to ask random questions like that, like how much space do I have to put pictures on there, or how long does the battery last, or how good is the screen, how good is the camera, how good is the selfie camera. You have people that go in there and ask that questions, and if you're giving them wrong information, like someone comes in and says, oh well, how big is the storage? I like to take pictures and video. How big is the storage? And you come off telling them it has 2 gigs of RAM. That absolutely has nothing to do with the storage space and how much photos they can save. That's just, yeah, I don't know. I found that to be totally weird. But, yeah, I think sales reps need to know more about their product that they're selling. And yeah, granted, they're only there to make a paycheck, and obviously they're not paid that great. They're paid minimum wage at best. But still, I mean, have some pride in your work and at least know your product. And I think stores would make better sales and more sales if they knew their product, in and out, rather than just, well, it has 2 gigs of RAM, so you'll be able to save a lot of pictures. Like, come on now, you sound stupid. Sorry, you just really do. So yeah, that was our experience at Cricket Wireless. I just wanted to kind of share that story with you guys. And yeah, I guess I'm going to end it out right now. I'm not going to put up a video today. I said it. I'm still bummed out that I didn't get all the clips. I mean, I had well over maybe about 45 minutes of video for the ZTE Max and how I rooted it after I applied the KitKat update. And I was just so bummed out because the Vault got an update yesterday to version ZV5. And I tried to find out what it was that's in this new update. It's still 4.4.2 KitKat. But a lot of people are speculating that I mean, one of the things that they did was they changed it actually from Dalvik to ART. So the ART runtime actually works better now. It used to be buggy before, but it's actually running just a little bit better. I really wouldn't know because it's not my daily driver, and someone threw it out there that they did a software update just so that the possibility of having 5.0 Lollipop come to the LG Vault, that the transition over, they had to fix a few things in the system files that would make it adaptable to update to Lollipop. Like I said, this is all speculation because I looked up online. There is no timetable showing the LG Vault to getting Lollipop, so who knows? But if it does, that would be awesome. Um, Another thing is, I was watching this review. Well, I watch a lot of reviews on YouTube, and this guy was just going bananas on the ZTE Max. And then in the comment section, of people are like starting to post like, "Oh, well, it got KitKat. They just got KitKat." Yeah, I mean, the ZTE Max got KitKat, but it's kind of sad because it took them a whole year, because it was in February of last year that they mentioned that they were going to bring this update to the ZTE Max, and it was like a whole year already, basically. And it's just now coming out. It started last month, and it's going in batches, depending on the DEC number you have on your device. So there's still people who haven't gotten it yet. I got a comment from someone who was saying that him and his girlfriend have the same phone. His girlfriend got the KitKat update and he didn't get it. He doesn't want to force update it, so should he just wait? And my advice to that is, yeah, you should definitely wait. There's no reason to force update unless you really want to. And if you really want to, and you have stock recovery, you're not rooted, then yeah, download the actual zip files and force the OTA update and just push it through with recovery. It will go just fine. That's what I did to mine, and then because I did that, then I had to do that really unorthodox root method. And then you guys can check that video out on my channel. Yeah. Gosh, I wish all those files did not get corrupted, because that was like some freaking MacGyver shit right there. I really have to say that. I was like, man, I never really played around with VirtualBox, so it's the first time for everything. I've done the one-click root methods, using a laptop. I've done, the application downloads like Tailroot and Rootmaster and Z4 and all those. But the first time I actually had to play with a VirtualBox and use a virtual system to use bootloader and boot Phil's Touch Recovery just to fully install Phil's Touch Recovery and root with Super SU zip files. It was the first time, but yeah, hopefully I was a little bit clear in my video explaining on some of the things that I ran into. But I really would suggest for a lot of people who are novices to just basically wait for an actual exploit, like a one-click root method, because this VirtualBox one will really, really, really get you confused, especially if you've never used a VirtualBox before, you've never used a virtual system before. Navigation would become an issue. So, but anyways, yeah, that's it for this live blog. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to whoever's watching right now. Yeah, usually I'm asleep, but I had a lot of things to do early in the morning, so I just figured I'd do a live video. So I will see you guys next time. You guys are great.